guys, it's Nurse Abalori. Welcome back to my channel. And I am so happy to be here with a life update for you guys. I took a little bit of a break from making YouTube videos this summer, and I kind of wanted to just come back and say happy September to everybody. Happy upcoming fall. And I hope you guys had a wonderful and blessed, peaceful and relaxing summer. I know that I did. And so I wanted to come in today with a really quick video with some life updates, what's going on with me, what's going on with this channel, and what you can look forward to in the upcoming weeks, the upcoming months from me, and what I hope to be as an inspiration for you guys. So again, if you are new to me or you don't know me, I am Abalori. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for over 20 years, and within the last couple months my life has pretty much took a pivot, a U-turn, a change, and it has been all for the better. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and I hope you guys really take this to heart, listen, and to hear what I have to say, and hopefully this will help you and you can apply it to your life as well. So back a couple months ago, I started embarking on just kind of making some YouTube videos about, traveling, travel wellness, being a caregiver, being a nurse. And I was in the midst of just trying to figure out where I wanted to go in this later half of my life, what direction I wanted to go in. And one of the things I wanted to do, I knew that I wanted this part of my life to be centered on what God has for me, what God is calling me to do, asking me to do. What is it that he has been bringing forth towards me that I have not been paying attention to, that this time around I need to pay attention to what it is that he is asking me to do, and I need to do it. So again, for those of you who don't know me, I am a nurse, but I am also a faith-based person. I meditate and I read my Bible at least twice a day, or I try to twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Sometimes some of you all may know I do work at night, so sometimes at night I will pull out my Bible, read my scripture, do some studying, especially when I have some downtime. And you guys, excuse the noise, my neighbors are cutting grass, so you probably will hear that. But I kind of pivoted because I kept saying to myself, there is something more, something I'm not tapping in, something that's missing within me internally that I need to seek, I need to find, and I can only get those answers if I retreat and come into myself and figure out what is the path that God truly has set out for me. And with that, I started to again pray heavily, focus on what he wanted me to do, and to make those necessary changes. Again, the first thing I did was I went back, I retreated, I took some time away from posting a lot on social media. I took time from not making YouTube content. I just kind of took some time to recenter myself, recenter my life, and again focus on what God has me to do. And when I tell you guys, it has been a huge blessing in my life. It has done tremendous things for not only my spiritual life, but my physical and my mental and my social and emotional well-being. And when I decided to retreat, I think I started thinking about it in, I want to say, right before June, and then June started, and that's when I kind of just was like, I need to dive deep into this summer, taking these 3 months to kind of figure out again what the path is set for me. And what I came up with, you guys, is one of the things that I have been lagging, and that is making sure that people harness in on their faith to get them through the tough times. I think that is a message that God has been sending before me that I had been missing over the last year. You guys know I've had a tragic loss in my life. Not tragic, but I did lose my mom last year, and so getting through this year has been tough. And the only thing that I kept replaying and remembering is that the things that she will always say to me is, you need to have faith. God only requires you to have faith of a mustard seed. And if you guys know about a mustard seed, you guys know the mustard seed is probably the most tiniest thing on earth. I don't think anything can probably get any tinier than a mustard seed, and that is all he's asking you, for a tiny bit of faith. A mustard seed faith, a grain of faith. I think a grain is smaller than a mustard seed, so there we have it. We have something smaller than a mustard seed. And for the last couple of months, that is just what has been playing in my head. It's just how words keeps creeping up. Just have faith. Just have faith. All he asks you to do is seek him and have faith the size of a mustard seed. And that is where I got that glimmer. I got that gleam, and thus I said, this is what my journey is all about. It is incorporating faith. It is making sure that people understand faith is a huge component of what we do in our everyday life. Faith gets us through the rough patches. It gets us through the tough times. It gets us through losing someone we love close. It gets us through job loss, financial loss. It gets us through when we're having rough patches in our own families. Faith is what gets us through. And as we all know, faith is the belief of things that is unseen. Yes, we can see a lot of things with our tangible eyes. We know it's there. We can physically touch it. We can see it. It's not a gimmick. It's not a game. But faith requires so much more from us. It requires us to be diligent. It requires us to ask questions. It requires us to seek God's knowledge, to seek, and I like to say, seek God's faith by going through the word, and just kind of settling back and realizing that God speaks to us, and a lot of times we don't listen. So that is what I gleaned this summer. And so a lot of my content here will be based around faith. So faith on finances, faith on business, faith on lifestyle, faith on worshiping God and bringing him into every aspect of what is going on in your life. And so I am so happy that I have pivoted into a new direction. And so there is something that I have been working on. It is pretty much a apparel. It's called 1720. And if you guys know in the Bible, 1720 is about having the faith of a mustard seed. And so you can read about that when you go and just Google, and it'll bring you up to the actual scripture 1720, and it is definitely indeed about just having the faith of the mustard seed. And so that is what I am focusing on, just kind of bringing you guys content around, you know, being faithful, showing you how you have to put forth faith, and faith without works is dead. Like, you know, we gotta put these things into action in order to see results in our life. And those results that I am looking for is to just kind of bring people out there into realizing that faith gets you through a lot of tough things. So be on the lookout for Faith of a Mustard Seed apparel and a lifestyle. The other thing, you guys, is while I was retreating, I went and I did a lot of home projects. I reorganized my kitchen. I am in the process of removing a lot of old furniture and getting new furniture, reorganizing, just restructuring, becoming more minimalistic in my life, because I pretty much live in a nice size home. And I just realized over the years, you know, you get rid of stuff, but then you accumulate stuff. And I've accumulated quite a few things, and some of that is mine, and some of that again is things that I've accumulated when I had to clean out my mom's house. And so some of that I bought here, like this couch behind me that I'm sitting on. This was a couch from her house. I don't know quite exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but anyway, it's in my home. It's here, and so again, it's one of those catch-22s where you have the room, so you just gotta make do with what you have. But I have been doing a lot of just home projects. I've been doing a lot of reorganizing, restructuring my businesses, coming up with what my new podcast is going to be about, coming up with what my blog is going to be about. And again, you guys, it's going to pretty much be about faith. It's going to be centered around faith, and my faith has been tested in the last year. My faith definitely has been tested in the last year, and matter of fact, it was actually tested earlier today. As I am making this video, some things happened and I kind of had to regroup, pray, seek wise counsel, and just know that that was a moment in time. It will fade. It was something that I had to learn something from. I got the lesson out of it, and so that I can move on. But I just kind of wanted to come in and give you guys a quick update on just me, just life. So starting a new brand, coming back to YouTube, making more YouTube videos and content around faith. Also, that you guys, I have a budgeting channel, and it's based upon faith-based budgeting. For many of you, or for those of you who don't know, I am now a single mom of 2, and so I have to budget my coins. I have a 12-year-old that I am now in charge of taking care of. He's my younger brother, and so obviously he's living with me now due to our mom passing. And then the other is my 19-year-old son, who's about to be 20, who's a college kid, and so he has things that he requires. So making sure that they have what they need, keeping a roof over their heads, paying off debt, you guys, it is a lot. But I will say, it is my faith in God that has kept me with knowing that the debt that I do have, it is manageable. I can pay it off. My goal this summer for that was to work and pay off my debt, but in the midst of me retreating, I worked the bare minimum. I worked enough hours to cover my bills in my house, but I kind of just enjoyed the summer. So I didn't work a lot of overtime. I didn't put a lot into my savings. I added to my 401k. I didn't do a lot of big debt payoff, and it's okay. I'm fine with that. I just know for me, part of the retreating process, part of figuring out life, just kind of coming to terms with where do I want to go in this chapter, it required me to kind of just self-isolate, be quiet, reflect, know that this journey that I'm on is a journey that is a path that God has set before me, and so I am allowing him to guide me through this path and this journey. And there's going to be lumps, bumps, bruises, you name it. It's part of the progression of me growing into his will and his ways. And so so this summer was kind of more like home organization, chilling, sitting back, enjoying the summer, hanging out with my kids, doing a little bit of things with them, restructuring my business, and that's pretty much it, you guys. That's what I did for the whole summer. I will say one caveat is I built a new, a friendship circle with some people that I totally was not expecting to kind of build upon this friendship, this outing, and it is with some girls from work. So typically we all work the same schedules every week, and so what we have decided to do is, after our shifts on Friday, which is every other Friday, we each pick a spot and we go out to brunch, and that is just what we do. And when I tell you, the 3 girls that I go out with, they are the best. Like, we laugh, we joke, we talk about life, we talk about just things that's happening in our world, get each other's feedback on the things that may be on our minds, some things that we're pondering. So we get each other's feedback, and it has been so refreshing. And that was one of the things that I prayed about before the summer started, is that I prayed to God that he would bring me. I was always a person who I knew a lot of people. I just never had a really big friendship circle. Like my friends, my close-knit friends were just that. They were my close-knit friends. I only hung out with a select few people, but I knew a lot of people. But I'm very selective in the people who I choose to hang out with, the people who I choose to spend my time with. And one of the things, again, that I wanted to talk to God about specifically is a new circle, a new network. And it has been, we've been doing this pretty much for like the last 2.5-3 months, and it has been the best thing that I think he has, he's blessed me with. I think if it had not been for me going through a lot of changes in life, I probably would have never stepped out and asked him for a new friendship, a new circle of friends, because I was used to just hanging with these people and hanging with my mom, and so now that she's gone, there's a huge void. I am no longer with my son's father, and so it, a lot of things that I was used to doing, it's like I'm now doing them on my own. And so again, that was a prayer that I asked God, was to bring me, a good circle, a good network of people, and he has done just that. So that is it, you guys. I have rambled on, but be on the lookout for me, as I will be posting more content, and hopefully I will be an inspiration to you all, some of us that are in a new walk, a new journey in life. We're reliving our lives this second time around, and it's going to be much better than the first. And so I hope I am inspiring and encouraging you to go out here and live the dreams, live your life, and just know that, have that mustard seed of faith, because that is all God is asking for you to do. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. And again, welcome back, and thank you for joining, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.